We're going to send you to Stephen Romo in New York. Hey, Stephen.
Hey, Tom, we'll check back in soon. Thanks. And back here at home, the clash between the Trump administration and the courts reached new heights today when a sitting judge was arrested in the parking lot of her own courthouse. This is a heartbreaker. It all came down to a final play of the game, a buzzer beater for the win, or so the team thought. The concern is not only for people riding these e-bikes, but the potential risk they could also pose for people in their path. A situation like this becomes much more painful once you can put a face to it, especially knowing that there were children involved here. We are seeing more of those protesters show up outside the courthouse. Some of them I've noticed wearing green hats, Luigi hats, like the Super Mario Brothers Luigi, to show their support for him.
What are they telling you down there in Mississippi?
Yeah, things are really picking up here right now, Tom. We had a little bit of a break from the rain, but we are definitely feeling one of those bands right now. Not the news that Santos wanted to hear today. We did see that video of him walking out of court. Do we know when he'll have to show up to start serving that sentence? But it was a harrowing journey to get here. Chaos at the airport. Back now with yet another air travel scare to tell you about this morning. The latest incident happened when a Southwest flight to Mexico was forced to return to Texas for an emergency landing. As for those reports of an Iranian warship now in the Red Sea, just how volatile is the situation there right now? And Sam, I assume you, like so many young people, have gone through these active shooter drills that so many younger people are having to go through now. It's just a normal part of life. I'm wondering, when you realized what happened, did that training, did that kick in? Did you know what to do in the situation?
What's going on?
Yeah, Jose, these conditions are actually even worse than I was expecting in these videos. Mangione is in there. He's in a holding location waiting to walk inside where his legal team is already present. Turning now to the increased tensions in the Middle East. The U.S. military retaliating against an Iran-backed militant group after a series of attacks on commercial ships in the Red Sea. Talk to us about the types of injuries you see from these e-bikes.
The most common injuries that we see.
It seems like the federal government is just going through websites as they get to them to change these letters. Last month, we saw the State Department take away the TQ plus and just leave LGB on their website. What do you make of Trump's primary opponents lining up to defend him over this rather than using this as a potential line of attack? It may also help to tell your friends ahead of time to avoid that peer pressure we so
That's
often
the
feel.
thing. It's just making sure everyone around you is also on board, right? And helping to support you. And, you know, more power to you, folks.
People feel a little weird if someone says, I don't want to drink. They feel a little judged. Tell them it's not about you. Just giving it a try. And guys, I have a lot of nieces and nephews. I've seen a lot of really bad calls, but none of them have made me want to go to court. This one, though, would probably do it. The people here are certain. They're pretty sure that gold is still in there. They think they would see if it had been moved out. But they also welcome the president to come and visit. They think that he's probably wrong to even doubt that it's here, but they would be glad to see him. There's a lot of support for him here. So they say it'd be historic, and they'd love to. I would have loved to have gone and checked myself. But like you mentioned, this is about as close as we can get. You can see those lights off in the distance. Yeah. That's where the gold is. I want to be nice in case they become self-aware.
Can you imagine?
I want them.
It's costing millions of dollars.
Stephen wants to be safe in case they turn into
totally. I didn't know that. I thought it was being nice.
I agree, Stephen. I'm with you. I don't want them to get me. I don't want them to get me.
Yes, exactly. You get it. All right, Silvana, thank you.
I'll never forget, those words. He's unresponsive,
Nearly 2 years ago, Trish Bisson's son, CJ Holowak, collapsed at work and died at just 33.
I'm confident that it was kratom that killed him.
Sold readily at smoke shops, convenience stores, and gas stations, kratom is derived from a plant from Southeast Asia and often marketed as a supplement to boost energy, manage pain, and even possibly help kick addictions. It can be bought in liquid, tablet, or powder form. Small doses, the DEA says, provide a stimulant effect. High doses, a sedative effect. And it's big business, forecast to be a nearly $16 billion industry by 2032. Bisson says CJ was taking a concentrated liquid form for pain after breaking his arm in 2021.
Did he say it was helping, or what were your thoughts?
He did say it was helping. He wrote in that text, it's helping.
An autopsy found CJ died from cardiac arrest due to mixed drug intoxication, including kratom. The other substances in his system, Bisson says, were doctor-prescribed medications he'd been taking for years.
We found, I would say, hundreds of empty bottles of kratom.
She's now suing the maker of the kratom her son took and pushing for a bill that would prohibit the sale of kratom in New Jersey, like in these 6 states and Washington, D.C.
Take it off the shelves. It's as simple as that.
But down in Houston, Madeline Scalar credits kratom with saving her life. She turned to kratom to deal with chronic back pain after stopping prescription opioids.
I have degenerative disc disease in both my neck and back. Taking high-powered opioids, my pain level on a good day would be a 6, but when I was using kratom and first got started with it, my pain level seriously goes to a 0.
I wouldn't want my kid going into a gas station, picking up a concentrated extract and chugging the whole thing.
Professor Chris McCurdy of the College of Pharmacy at the University of Florida has studied kratom for years. He says in low doses, it's about as addictive as coffee, but there isn't enough research on these new higher dose products. CDC data from 2023 shows 37 states and Washington, D.C. had 1,151 overdose deaths in which kratom was detected. But kratom's contribution to these deaths is unclear. The FDA doesn't regulate it, but warns the public against the use of kratom for medical treatment.
The products are on the market because they are treated at this time as a food or a dietary ingredient.
The American Kratom Association accuses the FDA of a relentless campaign to keep kratom off the market rather than ensuring consumer safety. The FDA did not respond to our request for comment.
Having her share her experience with kratom. I met her on TikTok.
Scalar, who hosts a podcast about kratom, says she's far from the only success story. But even she agrees more laws are needed. For Trish Basone,
My son died and he shouldn't have died.
it's just not worth the risk. Stephen Romo, NBC News, Freehold, New Jersey. When it comes to Latino voters in Texas, do you think it's the economic policy?
I think it's the economic policy. Right now, we're looking at the economy, the high gas prices.
No matter who they're supporting for president, the economy is top of mind.
I think to myself, a lot of times when I think of my tios, they don't particularly like the candidates on the other side, but they're thinking of how am I going to come home with a paycheck and feel proud.
Pew polling shows that the economy is the top issue for Latino voters nationwide, followed by education and improving their job situations. And while Democrats have counted on the Latino vote for years, there are signs it's slipping. NBC News polling now shows Vice President Kamala Harris with a 14-point lead over Donald Trump among Latinos, down from the Democrats' 44-point advantage with the group in 2012. This event in San Antonio included music, making tamales, and organizing for Harris.
While you listen about tamale making, you're going to be folding ballots.
Attendees were not surprised that more Latinos are supporting Trump, but said the Democratic Party is still more in line with their values.
I'm a gay Latina. And so there's a lot of things that are coming into play that will affect me personally as well.
Across town, a conservative Latino group, Heart de San Antonio, held its final meeting before the election.
We'd like to welcome everyone tonight to our meeting.
Many taking issue with the assumption that border policies will make them more likely to vote blue, saying they don't identify with the newest round of migrants.
The Hispanic voter also sees what's occurring at the border towns, right? People just by the hundreds of thousands coming into this country illegally, when a lot of them, right, including my family, got here the right way, the legal way.
And we're compassionate, but at the same time, they get all these free things where a lot of your everyday individuals are struggling. It's not America first anymore.
The evangelical vote is often talked about as separate from the Latino vote, but in Texas, the intersection of these identities is clear.
We want Christian values, morals that are, conservative.
Both Latino Democrats and Republicans we spoke to agree about putting family and finances first, but differ on who they think will help them do that.
We always look at the family. And as a Democratic Party, that's always been how we look forward.
We look at the values of the Republican Party. It's very conservative. There's a lot of things that we consider important to us as Latinos, ¿verdad? Y la comunidad, the family.
Similar sounding values with diverging views of the future. Stephen Romo, NBC News. Punching, blocking, and dodging.
This is your chance to show off your smooth moves.
An immersive cardio boxing class, all from the comfort of your home or office.
Hello, FitXR.
Virtual reality workouts are the future, or at least that's the hope of companies like FitXR.
Things seem pretty advanced now.
Yes, the technology is so much better.
FitXR's director of fitness content, Kelly Cosentino, outfitted me with a Meta Quest 3S headset, which runs about $300. It comes with hand controls, and with a little bit of setup, you can be online getting an aerobic workout without the bike or treadmill.
Let's ramp it up a little bit.
How's it feeling?
She wanted to ramp it up, and I don't think I needed to ramp it up.
A newer feature of FitXR and many VR apps, the ability to use mixed reality, so you can see the actual room you're in with the virtual space superimposed.
How are we doing?
Really bad there for a second.
There are many other virtual workout companies like the similar Supernatural VR Fitness and Les Mills XR, which offers a dance-inspired version. For fans of these programs, working out without a gym membership is appealing.
I remember asking my friends and my family, be like, come to my class or work out with me. And like a lot of times it's no. And it's because of the intimidation, or I don't feel comfortable doing those movements in front of people.
FitXR says rather than just targeting fitness enthusiasts, they hope to reach people who aren't getting enough exercise. Exercise physiologist Dr. Keith Diaz approves of that goal.
It's a way to get people moving and maybe making exercise more accessible to more people. So I'm a big fan of it.
According to the CDC, fewer than 25% of adults in the U.S. are meeting federal physical activity guidelines for both aerobics and muscle strengthening.
We're telling people to be doing 150 minutes of exercise a week.
Diaz says some people using VR may experience cyber sickness, which he says feels similar to motion sickness and can include dizziness, headache, and nausea. Taking frequent breaks and adjusting the visual settings can help.
Fantastic. Combo 1 coming in hot.
Later, I tried FitXR at home. The mixed reality function let me see my dogs and my surroundings.
My dogs are so confused.
And in the end, VR went a long way in winning over this skeptic who's used to real-world workouts.